Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
Together, the three of us, we're Markwood Men's Breakfast Club, and welcome to this week's club meeting. How are you, boy?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Speaking of breakfast, we had this morning some breakfast
burritos.
I want to say breakfast enchiladas, breakfast burritos.
Breakfast burritos from McDonald's.
You know what? When you put enough salsa on those bad boys, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that.
No, they're all right.
So on today's show, we're going to smoke some Drew Estates Harvest on Hudson. Not Harvest on the Hudson, Harvest on Hudson. And the
hydroponics.
The tin says, we used to go up Hudson in the fall to go apple picking at the orchards. And this is the memory of those times, all packed into your bowl. Mild and wonderful, flavorful, with notes of freshly cut apples and a smooth blend of Virginia Burley and Cavendish tobaccos. Now, I suspect this is going to be one of those ones like Trout Stream,
which we liked.
Yes, but this will take you back to the days of going up Hudson and picking apples.
I have never picked apples up Hudson.
I think I've ever been up Hudson.
No.
Is that a street?
Yes, it's a street in New York. There's only the one apple tree. It's a crab apple tree. So
George Washington tried to chop it down once.
Yeah.
Too tenacious, he moved on to the cherry tree.
Yeah. Abe Lincoln did it, though.
Abe Lincoln, the only U.S. president to patent something in the U.S.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Where did the other U.S. That smells like apple.
Are you getting apple from that?
Oh, yeah. From over here? Here, smell it from
here. Let me get from over there.
That definitely...
Okay.
It smells good.
I'm going to smoke that one in an old Diplomat pipe.
I want to just pour some milk over this and eat it.
Where was the other Diplomat that you had? I said, oh man, you're smoking one of those.
Right here.
One of those. Check this out. These are two Diplomat pipes.
Okay.
This little fella right here is from the...
They're from the drought?
From a year or so ago during the drought. This one is a few years older, but this actually looks like the new ones.
I'm not going to lie.
The current products.
I like the drought one, actually.
There are some people that have said that they like the smaller ones.
Kind of big.
They've asked if they can get them, and it's like, well, if you go back in time.
You can't do it. Hey, what are we doing this summer?
A good question. I have a number of plans. Got a lot of business plans. I have a big trade show down in Atlanta. Even though I recently returned from Orlando, where I was there on business, going to be going down to Orlando with the other half of the family. Not
Fun.
you. But we are planning to go out to Denver in the end of July. My bride, boy and his bride, and their son. And we're going out for my father's 80th birthday. His 80th birthday, which will be my 51st birthday. David Kennedy, my brother-in-law, he'll be turning 51 that week.
Man.
Brad will be turning 51, probably 53
that
week.
Probably.
Rachel will be having a birthday.
It's crazy. End of June, beginning of July.
Smucker's birthday will come like right after that. Yeah. My mom's birthday is in early August. I mean, there's a whole bunch of us who were born around it. What was happening 9 months before then? Cold.
Sex.
Way to cut to the chase there, boy.
I mean, if the fine viewers at home don't know, Google it.
We now have to put a not safe for work warning in the title. Wow, I packed this too tight. Oh, shame on me.
I want you to know, not 5 minutes ago was he giving me a lecture. You don't pack your pipe too tight, boy. You pack it too tight sometimes, and you really got to stop doing that. I said, I didn't pack it too tight, sir. I didn't. I said, a piece got down into the stem. It just got stuck there. Sometimes it happens. No, it's because you packed your pipe too tight.
I packed mine too tight. Man, I hate when I do that. I really do.
So
it's a waste of good tobacco, too.
Well, and that's one of the things that I was noticing about the shortstop is... you pack the sucker tight,
You get nowhere fast.
You're going to need a pipe cleaner to unclog it.
It's small. That's a small.
It's really, really small. And sometimes, if you get a piece down into the stem, you're going to have to
think
put
about
some
its
wire all the way down
purpose.
there.
Just lightly apply your tobacco, light it up, tamp it. You're good to go. You don't need with that short stop to jam that thing tight.
But sometimes you get flakes of tobacco down into the stem without packing it tight.
Do you?
Yes. Yes, that happens. It gets stuck down in there.
Apples are hard to keep burning.
So
yeah, we're going to Colorado, but we're gonna drive out there. We're gonna kind of take our time, a couple days at least.
We'll probably visit
Paducah.
my wife's grandparents on the way out. They live in Paducah, Kentucky. It's always fun. And then we'll drive through the land of corn.
Probably stay maybe in O'Fallon, Missouri. Maybe, just get through St. Louis. And then press on through Kansas. Kansas. Nothing but nothing. Driving through Kansas. But then you get to Colorado, and Colorado is Kansas with a view. It's a lot of flat until you get to Denver.
Yeah.
Then at least you get a view.
My wife and I both work at a public school, so we have the summers off. So we'll probably be doing a lot of running around with Ender. Probably go to the zoo and the aquarium. And we live in an apartment complex with a pool, as does my mother-in-law.
I had an apartment complex once, but I got over it.
That's good. That's real good. Still hooked on phonics, though.
I got that bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes why?
So we'll probably be swimming, and now that Ender's almost 2, he's a lot more fun to run around and do things with. He's has a lot more personality and appreciates things. Well, in Spencer, North Carolina, there's a train museum, and I know we're going to be taking him to that. We may actually do that for his birthday because he's getting to where he loves trains.
They have a roundhouse and a turntable then that'll move the trains around. But it is the repair station for a bunch of trains, and one of them that is almost always there is the Thomas the Tank Engine train. I mean, it's a small train. I think it was a train that was used maybe for hauling logs in a mountain or something. It's not a huge engine at all, but they've decorated as Thomas. And
yeah.
By now, the kids are starting to pick up, my grandkids, on who Thomas is, so I'm sure he will have a ball with that.
Oh, yeah. Be a lot of fun. We're doing that, and we're just going to be relaxing, I think. One of the things I am working toward is becoming a math teacher. I've been working at a high school with a student in a wheelchair for a couple of years. I've talked about that before. And he's graduating this year, needs something to do. And I've had the opportunity this year on a couple of occasions to fill in for one of the math teachers at school. She's had some stuff going on, and so I've been there to just be a backup, and have had the opportunity to teach lessons and just be the teacher in the classroom.
And have gotten great feedback.
Great feedback. And I was a substitute teacher for 3 years before I did what I'm doing now, so it's not anything new to me. And I really enjoy teaching, and so because of the feedback and because there are many opportunities where we are for math teachers, and math is something I've always enjoyed, I'm pursuing being a math teacher. And so to do it in North Carolina, there are a couple of different avenues in the way that I'm going to approach it. Because I already have a degree, but it's not a degree in math, I have to take a Praxis test, and it's this complex.
Like Praxis makes perfect?
Yes, that's right. Praxis does make perfect. Hopefully I can get a perfect on
Perfect
Praxis.
Praxis makes perfect.
And so the Praxis test is cumulative for high school. It covers algebra, algebra 2, geometry, trigonometry, differential equations, statistics, and calculus. So it covers the whole breadth of math study for a high school student. And so I have to take that. And it's a complex test. It's 3 hours long. And just recently I took it had a first attempt, but I had a lot of stuff going on and didn't have the time to really study. So I kind of did a preliminary run to see, really to confirm what was on it and to confirm what I needed to study so that I could pass it the next time.
So what you're saying is you didn't do so well.
I didn't pass it, no. No, I didn't pass it.
I'm not laughing at your misfortune.
No. I knew, so I took it the week after Ender was in the hospital. And so my intention was to spend that whole weekend studying and planning, and we ended up in the hospital. And so it wasn't a surprise that I didn't have the time to study, and because I didn't have the time to study the things I didn't know, it's been a long time since I've done calculus. That's what I really struggled on during the test, and I didn't pass. But I came close enough that I'm confident I can pass it with a little bit of extra work. So why I bring that up? You go into the testing center, and they have a paperwork, a clipboard thing you have to sign, and they hand it to you, and there's a disclaimer about you're not going to copy the test, you're not going to take photographs, you're not going to share the information with anybody, share the specifics, you're not stealing the test to help someone else cheat, you are who you say you are. All these, I certify that, blah, blah, blah. And so there's this paragraph, and she said, you need to write this. You cannot print it. So it needs to be in cursive. I said, really? I don't even know that I know cursive anymore. It's been probably 20 years since I had to write in cursive. I don't even sign my name in cursive. My name is just a squiggle. It's just a squiggle. I said, really? She said, yeah. We get more complaints about this than anything else. I said, this is insane. It took me 20 minutes to write this paragraph. I was making up letters because I just didn't remember. My hand hurt like it hasn't hurt in a very, very long time. I don't even write things anymore. I type everything. I'm a computer geek, so I don't even use my hand with a pen to write, except for very quick notes. And it was so difficult. I felt stupid. But she said, yeah, I don't even write cursive. She said, she told me at the very, very end, I had almost finished. She said, well, if you print it, I'm not allowed to say anything, and I'm not allowed to force you to rewrite it. Why didn't you tell me that at the beginning? Clearly, I was complaining because I was uncomfortable doing this task. Clearly, I would have much appreciated to know that I didn't have to write it in cursive, like you told me I had to write it. Yeah, that was a challenge. When was the last time you wrote a paragraph or a letter?
It has been a long time. And I'm not sure why I would have had to have done it, but it was, and you're right. I took it as a bit of a challenge, though, and after that, for quite some time, I was writing in cursive and notes and things, just because it's like, wow, this is a skill that I have completely lost.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I wrote capital L's where I was supposed to write I's, because I forgot what that capital I looks like.
What does a capital I look like?
I don't know.
Still don't know. It looks like a J, right?
I don't know, honestly. Is it just a loop? I was writing, I know it was an L because I was doing loop and down and loop. That's an L.
Yeah, capital I is just a big old loop. Okay.
It was a mess. And some of the, I was having to write letter for letter. So there wasn't any flow. So the whole point of writing in cursive is so that it's supposed to be easier, and it wasn't. It wasn't at all.
Instead of a capital I usually just write a Roman numeral 1.
One certify that.
I, V, I, X, X.
So that was difficult, and that segues into the pen that Dad tried to get me to talk about last week, and I wasn't ready to, because I wanted to tie these two stories together. When we were in Chicago, Dad took me to the showroom of his business. It was the first time I had been to one of their showrooms, because he works with the main office and distribution center in North Carolina, but there's not a full showroom here. And so that was a cool experience. They've got it set up. They've got it set up so that you can see some of the items that they sell in practical application, which was cool. But while we were there, the guy that was there had some swag, and one of the things was a pin, and it was a pin identical to this. This is not the pin, but it was identical to this. And so let me show you what it has. On the end, it has an LED light. So you can click it just by touching it. You flip it, and there's your writing utensil. Yep. And then on the back side, it has a stylus. So for someone who is always carrying around a tablet,
and what did you buy the day before?
Oh yeah, the same day.
The same day,
hours before. We had made it to Chicago, stopped at a Walmart, and I bought a pack of styluses for my Nexus tablet. This long and with a stylus tip. And he gives me this pen. I'm like, this is awesome. And what I love about it is it just has a really, really nice weight to it. It's a lot of fun to kind of twiddle between your fingers and just
because of the LED,
mess around with.
It's light.
See
what I did there?
I did. Now, the LED isn't a big deal because I always have my phone with me.
You gotta get up.
Okay. I always have my phone with me, so I always have a light available. However, I can't tell you how many times I have used this light in the last couple of months since getting it. I mean, it's amazingly useful. The stylus is awesome. So what I did is and why I'm sharing this with you, I'm not just bragging and showing off, haha, look at this awesome pen I found. I wanted more of them because I only got one. And so I went online and just searched stylus light pen, and these came up. And I found a guy that's selling misprints. So this is for Suncoast marketing, but whatever it's misprinted on there, maybe the phone number or email address, and was selling a lot of.
They usually make a couple extras.
Selling a lot of 5 for I think $12. So it's a $2.25 pen, and I love it. It's great. So we'll put a link.
We'll put a link to that. We'll find
a link to that in case you're looking for something like this. I'm going to give this one to one of my buddies. I was showing it to him.
You did say it was lighter than you expected it to be. It's more plastic.
It is plastic. It is plastic, and it's this chrome plated.
It's not a space pen. Or
chrome colored. So on mine, the one I'm using frequently, it's kind of rubbed off, and there's it's prone to dinging a little bit. The top part is metal, but it's really, really thin. It's like aluminum, and it's prone to dinging. And taking it apart.
Oh, for changing the button cells?
Yeah. I don't know how easy it would be to refill the ink, too, because it's going to be a shorter than average ink.
Sure.
But I've not been using it for that mostly. Seriously, I've been shocked how often I've used the light and the stylus I love. It just works really, really great on my tablet and on my iPhone.
Right, so that the LED portion is pretty well contained. And it looks like, it's one of those refills that screws in.
Yeah, so it would be...
You can get that.
It would probably be possible to get a Fisher Space...
You can get a real brand.
Refill in that. So one of the zero gravity will write on anything. I don't know that it's worth all that. But it's got a solid clip, and I'm a pen snob. I begged the woman at the Praxis test to let me use my pen, and she wouldn't let me do it. You have to use pencil. In fact, part of what I signed says you will not use pen. They said tools that would give you an unfair advantage, like pens, mechanical pencils, other things. They provide you with pencils. They provide you with scratch paper. They're very serious about it. There were cameras above watching everything you did. Said, don't take off your shoes. Don't fiddle with anything. I took off my glasses at one point and was afraid I was going to be called out for cheating. And I take it very, very seriously.
That your Google glasses, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, need to plug in.
My back still hurts.
Does it?
Yeah, my back
probably
still
sitting
hurts.
On these terrible stools.
It's been hurting for a while now. I'll probably have to go see something about that.
You should do it. Also, the stools we sit on are not the most comfortable things, especially after long days of filming. So, you got anything else?
No, I think that's it. I got to wrap it up.
We're getting ready to go
Ready to
eat
go-
some banh mi.
Go get a butt massage somewhere.
Vietnamese
Lady
sandwiches?
at the Vietnamese banh mi shop.
They might do a butt massage.
Accommodate me.
Yes, they might. If you've never had a banh mi Vietnamese sandwich, you should get one. So stinking good.
Just a healthy sub.
So good. We get curry
We'll post
chicken.
a picture on Instagram, right? So go look back
right.
in our Instagram feed. And
7 weeks ago or so. I post a picture on Instagram every time I have one, just about, because I'm always
find
excited about it. All right, guys. Well, I think that about
already leaving. Sorry.
sums it up for today.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
joining
watching.
us. See you next week.
Yep. Have a great one.